Hi, I'm John Mallos. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this Wednesday morning. Glad you're here, my friends. We have a world champion, a boxing champion in the house today to talk about what has happened to his career. Why is he in retirement? He's such a great boxer and a great human being and a great inspiration. We'll talk to him. 436 Me TV option 11. We're back with our program here in just a moment.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
And we're back here on the program on a Wednesday morning. So glad you're here. Connect with me on Me TV Fresno. Hope you call in. We got an open phone line at 436 Me TV option 11 on this day. We got a world boxing champion in the house. As mentioned, we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, a quick programming note for tomorrow. Ronnie Paul is going to be here. The Ronnie Paul Show, Flying Home with Ronnie Paul. Over there on that Gary Cocola station. He's on Comcast 2 every Saturday night. I think he's in his 11th year. Anyway, Ronnie becoming very good friends with the person who was the secretary in the I Love Lucy program that you watch here on Me TV. I Love Lucy, that's right. She was the secretary for Lucille Ball. She'll actually be on the telephone with us. Amazing that Ronnie Paul has been friends with her for the better part of 30 years. So Ronnie is going to be here to talk about that and much more. Then on Friday, got somebody in from the Bureau of Reclamation talking about the water levels, the snow levels, the runoff, the cold runoff that's coming down hard and fast. So be careful. Don't jump in those creeks and rivers or even some of the canals. You know, people can drown, and they have drowned. So be very careful. We'll talk to that guy on Friday. Meantime, you're watching us live on Comcast Channel 375 as usual. It's Comcast Cable Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 o'clock in the morning. And it's a live call-in program, as you know. And if you don't have Comcast Cable, you can catch us over-the-air broadcast with a digital television antenna, 43.6 and 13.1 over the air with that antenna. Now, the replay comes up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 13.6 YouTube. 8 o'clock tonight on 4.6 Biz TV. After that, it's YouTube all over the place and forever, my friends. Well, this has to be one of the most inspirational stories that we've ever talked about here on this program in the last 5 years. A local boxer starts his career unbeaten, 7-0. Then he suffers an injury. He retires, comes back, and wins the title. Roll the videotape, show you exactly what I'm talking about. There he is in the blue gloves. After he wins the championship belt and puts it around his waist, he quits again. This time he quits for good. I'm talking about 29-year-old Saul Lomas. This young man has the heart of a champion. He's been boxing since the age of 6, working hard, training year-round, and his work finally paid off at one point, having won the title last December. Lomas turned pro at the age of 18 and quickly rose to the top with an undefeated record, as I said, 7-0, and he was on the verge of battling for a WBC title as well. But after throwing a jab or a hook, whatever you want to call it, he blew out his shoulder, torn rotator cuff. It just popped out. He started crying at the time, and it hurt so bad he had to pull out of that title fight. Almost immediately after Lomas retired, he walked away from the game for 8 years, but he couldn't stay away forever. He decided on a comeback in December of 2015, recording a first-round knockout. Fast forward a year later, Save Mart Center in Fresno, Lomas posted another knockout win to win the WBO World Welterweight title. After that, he said, "I've had enough." He's now retired for good. And get this, he's planning to open up his own business in downtown Fresno. That's right, downtown Fresno. What an inspiration Lomas is to follow his dream, prove himself to himself, then walk away from the game completely satisfied. Now, how many people actually do that? From a rough and tumble sport to a real world, to living in the real world, having to open up and own his own business. Happy camper he is these days. Live in our studio right now is Saul Lomas, now retired champion. He's here to tell his story and help you, the viewer, if you dare call in to give you some advice. I got to tell you something. You know, a rough and tumble game is boxing, and then to just close it all down and open up your own business takes a lot of guts. We'll tell you what business that is as well. If you call in at 436-MeTV option 11, Sal will be glad to answer any questions you might have. On this Wednesday morning, it's Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. Back in just a moment.
This is Tough TV, Tough Sports, Tough Lifestyle, Tough Drama, Tough Reality, Tough Talk, Tough Specials, Tough Movies, Tough TV.
Now on KBHF
Are
4.2.
you tough enough?
When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, will help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
All right, we're back here on the program. Connect with me on MeTV Fresno. I'm glad you're here on this Wednesday morning. We're talking about boxing. We don't have too many sports segments here on the program. We do have some, but when we do, we're glad that, we're able to bring those to you. Saul Lomas is here, world boxing champion, WBO welterweight champion. Good to see you, champ. How are you?
All right, man. I'm doing okay. I'm glad to be here.
I see you got the belt with you here. It's quite heavy.
It's real heavy, actually.
Yeah, that's the WBO version of the welterweight championship. And World Boxing Organization, is that what that stands for?
Global Boxing Organization.
Global Boxing Organization. Okay, yeah. So you won that back on December the 2nd, right?
December 2nd at the Save Mart Center. The Fight for Water
6. I think it was 6.
I believe it was 6, yes. The
Yeah.
Fight for Water 6.
Yeah, because 5, I think, was December of 2015.
Yes,
I
and that
believe.
was my 8-year comeback.
That was your 8-year comeback. And so I mentioned in the monologue, okay, I don't know how many people have ever done this, but, we've had people retire before, they walk away from the game, whatever sport it might be, baseball, football, basketball, boxing, then they come back for whatever reason. You decided on an 8-year layoff. That's a long time to lay off. 8 long years. You had a shoulder injury. Which one was it?
My left shoulder.
Okay. But how does one lay off for 8 years? That's an eternity when you're talking about a professional sport. How did you do that?
To be honest with you, I really don't know how I did that. But the will and the determination took over and helped me and guided me through every little setback that I had. But I was on my way. I made it to 7-0, and I actually injured my left shoulder just a little before my professional debut.
Yeah.
But I just kind of brushed it off.
How'd you injure it?
Sparring.
Okay.
I threw a left hook, and my didn't turn it in quite right, and my elbow fell through, and it felt like a crazy sharp pain. But I was fine. I was still able to throw a few punches, and then it gradually got worse, so bad that I couldn't even throw a punch without it coming out of socket. I made it to 7-0, and I was fighting. I was gonna go up on Showtime. I was opening for Robert Guerrero, who is a 5-time world champion from Gilroy. This was gonna be on Showtime. I was gonna fight for the junior WBC world title, and had to pull out 2 weeks before that fight.
You did, because of the injury, and it progressively got worse. And did you have surgery?
Well, the doctors at the time couldn't figure out what was wrong with my shoulder, so nothing was coming up with CAT scans, MRIs. 8 years later, fast forward 8 years later, technology advances, and we were able to pinpoint exactly what was wrong with his left shoulder. It was a large rotator cuff tear. So
Why couldn't they pinpoint that earlier?
I have no idea. I actually
It took
had
new technology to figure that out? You're
yes,
kidding.
Yes. And I actually had a lot of people that didn't believe that I was injured because they couldn't find anything.
Doctors who didn't believe it?
Oh, people, fans, critics, you know how the game goes when you're a
Media?
professional athlete. Yes, media. But, you know, I figured out that it was a large rotator cuff tear, and we paid cash for the surgery. You know,
What'd that cost?
it wasn't too bad. Actually, it was 40% off with cash.
Okay, really?
40% off cash.
So you paid cash to have that surgery done?
I paid cash to have the surgery done. That's how serious I was.
Here in the city of Fresno?
Sierra Pacific Orthopedic.
Okay.
Spock with Dr. Nuzzo, who was a great doctor. At first, I was a little skeptic. Like, I'm not sure if I want to go with this doctor. He's not giving me, you know, what I want to hear. But then I sat on it, and I was like, you know what? He is that confident. He's confident enough to do this procedure, and he did it well, and I have no problems with it. And I'm still able to knock people out with his left hook.
Who were the people that doubted you, that thought maybe you were faking it?
You know, the people that want to see you fail, even the closest people to me.
Like who?
I don't want to say too much,
Not
but
trainers.
I've had trainers.
Say, oh, you're faking it. You just don't want to box. You
Yes.
don't want to fight anymore. So
Yeah.
just tell me straight out, right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what happened.
Huh.
So, you know, until
And your answer was?
well, I mean, I was hurt no matter what, you know, people say. You know, I know what I felt, and that was a sharp pain and a blown shoulder coming out of socket every time I threw it. So there's I didn't have to lie about that.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, I'm glad, you know, I made that 8-year comeback, and I actually stole the show for the Fight for Water 5. I mean, there was about a little under 14,000 people that were in attendance for that fight. So I stole the show, came out with a first-round knockout, just 92 seconds, and I was welcomed back to the sport of boxing.
Yeah. And so the doubters, where are they now? And what are they saying now?
They're probably, who knows? You know how doubters are. They're probably upset and trying to figure out who else to be mad at. Well, I'm over here, you know, progressing with my life and you know, doing things. You know, I got my own boxing promotions. I just threw a huge amateur boxing match, the biggest amateur boxing match ever to be thrown as an amateur. Is somebody calling?
Yeah, that's okay. Continue. Go ahead. Hang on, caller.
So, you know, so now I got my own promotions. I go by the Latin Cobra. That's my boxing name. So my
Gotcha.
Cobra, my
Yeah.
promotions is Cobra Group Promotions. So I've thrown a very successful amateur show at Chachansey Park, and I think I rounded up about 2,300 people, and we had a great turnout, great show. Now I'm
And what show was that?
the Golden State Championships.
Gotcha.
The
Okay.
Golden State. I had fighters come from Russia, Romania, Nigeria, Uzbekistan. Everybody wanted in on this tournament, and
That's good.
I provided a great tournament.
All right, caller, go ahead. You're on the air with Saul Lomas.
So I want to ask you a question, especially a boxer. You you retired for 8 years, like John said. That's very unique, you know. But like yourself being a boxer, does it take? In other words, when you laid off, for that injury, didn't you want to come back to it in the time and you didn't have the doctor didn't have the right answers until 8 years later. Did you get upset that you lost those 8 years before you decided to come back? And, you know, you talked about, you know, people didn't want you to come back. The reason they didn't want you to come back is because they kind of feared that you would do better than what, other boxers would do. And coming back from an injury for 8 years, that took a lot of nerve and it took a lot of strength, as well as I need to get back on the ring to see if I still have it. And if I don't, then I'll retire. But apparently you came back strong and you came with a good will and a mind. I commend you on that. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But you're right. It took. Oh man, it took a lot of will and determination to pull this comeback off successfully. So I appreciate you for saying those kind words. Yeah. I even to this day I still can't believe that I came back. Those 8 years, I would have never guessed that I would ever return back to the ring, and now that I did, and you're right. I was unstoppable when I was before I got injured. I was unstoppable. My knockout ratio was my knockout ratio is still 70%, which is a high. You got a 70% chance of getting knocked out when you face me in the ring. But you're right. I do believe these people were a little scared and did not want to see me come back. But now that I'm back, there's a lot of support. And I just couldn't be any happier. So I appreciate you for calling in and commending me on that.
Did you feel you had something to prove?
No, actually, I wasn't proving to anybody. I wanted to do this for myself. Okay.
But you had something to prove to yourself, right?
Okay, so those 8 years off, I wasn't out of boxing completely. I trained a fighter who I got him to 14 national titles as an amateur. He was ranked number 1 in the nation, 3 in the world, and I got him a major contracts deal with top-ranked promotions. He gave all that up to the streets of Fresno. He gave a $75,000 signing bonus up to the streets of Fresno. That's when I knew I'm done with this training. I want to come back. People that have opportunity are not taking it, and it made me upset. So I made an 8-year comeback.
So the boxer that you were training gave up 75 grand so he can go back on the streets of Fresno? And do what?
Exactly.
What was he doing to begin with? Drugs?
He was
alcohol?
doing drugs. He blew his $75,000 contract deal for drugs. Crystal meth.
Is that right?
Crystal meth. Fresno is the biggest on crystal meth.
So he'd rather spend his day doing crystal meth on the streets of Fresno with his friends than make a $75,000 payday with Top Rank.
Yes.
Did you ask him why?
No, we tried helping. We did everything we could as I managed him. I did everything I could as a manager, as a trainer, as a friend, as a brother.
Did it make you sick?
It made me sick. So sick that I came back after 8 years of laying off.
Yeah.
That's how sick it made me.
Yeah.
That's how sick it made me. I made an 8-year comeback.
Yeah.
So that's.
But I mean, literally, it probably did make you sick.
It made me sick.
To see somebody throw their future away.
Yes,
like
that's why I came back.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hey, we're talking to Saul Lomas, the champ, GBO champ. That's the Global Boxing Organization, welterweight champion. He won it back in December 2nd of 2016 over here at the Save Mart Center. We're back with more. We'll talk about his comeback and his new business. We haven't even mentioned what business that he is going to open up in a couple of weeks in downtown Fresno. Back in just a moment with your phone calls. Call in. Got an open line, 436-MeTV, option 11.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Whirlpool appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start, but you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Touch the new Whirlpool Ice Collection. It offers a modern style made to create an inspiring kitchen experience. Save big on this Whirlpool Black Ice or White Ice kitchen. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
The following is a list of celebrities you will not see on MeTV programs. Charlie Sheen, Lindsay Lohan, Snooki, Paris Hilton, Perez Hilton, Honey Boo Boo, Justin Bieber, Simon Cowell, Chris Brown, Miley Cyrus, and the Real Housewives of any place. This is who you will see on MeTV programs. Lucy, Ralph, Mary, Perry, Gilligan, Cannon, Spock, Batman, Rowdy, Festus, and the Beaver. MeTV. Thanks for watching.
All right, back here on the program, 436-MeTV, option 11. If you want to call in and weigh in on this Wednesday morning, Saul Lomas is here. I want to roll a videotape, and it's called Comeback Fight. This is the comeback fight, I believe in 2015, the comeback fight where you came back. This was your first bout after that 8-year layoff.
Yes.
And you are in the white trunks, I believe.
Yes.
All right. So This is another, classic example of your knockout ability. But so what were you thinking when you came back?
I
into
just
the ring
wanted
there?
to touch him with that left hook. Boom.
You
As
did?
soon as that left hook touches, they get hurt every single time. Right
You
here.
wanted to see if that
Boom.
left worked,
There
right?
it is.
Uh-huh. And did it work that night?
It worked that night, and you'll see.
Yeah.
Well, this is actually an overhand right here. I set him up perfectly. Boom.
Yeah,
Get down.
he
He
goes
actually
down.
tore his ACL falling down.
He did.
Yes, he did.
Okay, and so that was the first round,
That was the first round.
and it was over, huh?
He got
Pretty
up,
much.
and then I finished him after that. So, yeah, that was the first round.
And so at what point in the fight did you know, the first 30 seconds, that you had this in the bag?
Yes.
You did.
Yes. All I had to do was land a left hook to figure out if I was going to be able to stop him or even beat him.
Yeah. Did anybody criticize you, because I haven't followed your career that much, but did anybody criticize you? Oh, look, you're not facing tough opponents. Your opponents aren't tough enough. Did anybody throw that curveball at you?
All the time. That fighter right there was actually an undefeated fighter.
Okay.
So I, silenced all the naysayers and took that guy out in just 92 seconds. Every fight that I fight, you're supposed to progress and get a little more difficult with opponents. So each fight that I fought got more difficult. And my championship fight, I didn't knock him out. That went the decision, but I won unanimously.
Went 12
Yes.
rounds? Yeah, it did. Okay, so during the 8-year layoff, you said you had no thoughts of coming back. Well, at some point you had to have thought you were going to come
I
back.
wanted to come back. I never thought it
You never
would
thought
happen.
you would, because
It just seemed so far out of reach for me. I didn't believe
nobody
it.
lays off for 8 years. and
Nobody
comes
lays
back.
off for 8 years.
I mean,
don't think
Muhammad
that's
Ali laid off for what, a
2
year,
years, 3 years, yeah.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Then he came back, but even that, I thought, it's a lifetime in boxing.
It's
It's an eternity.
I
in
mean,
pro
I
sports.
felt 8 years behind in training. I had all these younger guys. Before, I would never get touched. You couldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole.
Had
That's how
you
fast
not
I was.
been in your 20s, though, you couldn't have done it. You were in your 20s. Had you
Yes.
been in your 30s and laid off for 8 years, then come back, it would have.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
But you were still young enough and strong enough
Mm-hmm.
where you could handle the training, you could handle the hits, you could take a punch still, I'm sure, and throw a punch. So
Sure.
so when you're in your 20s, your body's completely different than when you turn 30 or 35.
Well, I wasn't. What I did tell people, I'm not a kid anymore. Now I'm a man, mentally, physically, and emotionally,
Yeah.
and that helped me out
Yeah.
more than anything, any kind of training. Having maturity inside the ring was probably the best feeling of that comeback.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's roll a piece of videotape. It's called Media Day. This is Media Day. And this is just more stuff of you working out. What did boxing teach you? This is you working out.
Well, I mean,
actually, this is not you, is it?
Yeah, that's me.
It is. It is
Yeah.
you. I didn't recognize you there.
So I'm
for a
working
minute.
out a little bit before all the media gets there. That heavyweight fighter that's actually in the ring, he's a top-ranked signed fighter. He's probably going to become the first Mexican heavyweight champion in the world.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this was media workout. That's Rick Merrigan, who is a great promoter. And he is just a genius when it comes to promoting these fights.
Great. And so I need to ask you what you learned in boxing. You said you're grown up. You're a man. What did boxing teach you?
Discipline. Shows you how to work hard. If you can work hard in that gym and be successful, you can be successful in life. In life, it throws punches at you, and sometimes you got to bob and weave and slip some punches in order to get to that next step in life. So it teaches you how to be disciplined and to work hard in life.
Yeah, work hard, and maybe good things will come your way. But
Yeah.
Just keep in mind out there that if you do work hard, a lot of times it may not come your way. It's just the
Sure.
luck of the draw sometimes, huh?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes, but it
But
just
if it
comes down
doesn't
to how
come
bad
your
you
way,
want it.
what's the lesson learned? If you work hard and it still doesn't go your way, what do you think the lesson is?
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Pretty much it, huh?
That's pretty much it. I mean, but being on a one-on-one sport, I mean, you don't go in thinking any of like that. You go in thinking you're going to take that fight no matter what.
Had you not won the title, would you still be the same guy? Would you still feel the same?
I'll always feel the same. Nothing can take away my character.
Yeah.
Yeah, boxing doesn't make me. My mother made who I am. Boxing doesn't make me. This was just only temporary to get through to our final destination. But it did, have a lot to do with how I am as a person and the confidence that I gained from it.
The confidence is the main thing. Let me move this mic just a little bit. You can hold that up to that camera. Hold that belt up. It says GBO. This isn't the one, kind of tip it toward the camera there, right there in the corner. A little higher. And so, let me ask you now, this isn't the permanent belt. This is the belt you won that night.
This is the one I took from the guy.
Okay.
This is an older one. It's very heavy.
Okay,
but
it
the
down.
new
That's
one,
fine.
the new one that I'm receiving in the next couple days is 18 karat gold, and it is just a beautiful belt, and I just cannot wait to get my hands on this
You've seen pictures
belt.
of it, I'm sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
It has my name engraved, and
That's yours to keep.
That's mine to keep.
Okay. All right. Hey, let's take another quick break here. We'll come back with more of Saul Lomas. We'll talk about his business, maybe a little bit more on boxing. 436-MeTV option 11. We do have an open phone line if you want to call in and weigh in. Remember, hit option 11. It's open right now. Back in a moment.
When you're looking for Whirlpool innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, will help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified Whirlpool appliances save you energy and money and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
The Justice Network is here. If you haven't tuned in, you're missing a great lineup of gripping stories of real crime, plus an unprecedented effort by viewers like you to play an active role in making your community safer. You can help support law enforcement by providing information that may lead to the apprehension of dangerous criminals or find a missing child. Great shows and your chance to fight crime, only on the Justice Network.
Back here with Saul Lomas. A call is waiting. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air with the world champion, GBO, welterweight.
What was the best thing you learned about boxing, and how has it influenced your life?
Well, I mentioned earlier that, if you're able to train hard in boxing, because it's not fun unless you're beating somebody up. That's when it's fun. But boxing is all hard work. I've mentioned that I jog before a fight. I put in 500 miles in each fight.
Yeah.
So what I've taken from boxing is that it just teaches you how to work hard, and you can take those tools and use that and utilize that in life in general.
Yeah. 500 miles. So how many miles per day did you put in when you were training?
At least 7 miles a day.
Yeah, I mean, that's like jogging from or running from
here to Los Angeles. Yeah.
Well, that's not quite fun. I think it'd be more like LA to Sacramento or something, or San Francisco maybe.
Maybe like Stockton
or somewhere
to
in there.
LA.
That's a long way.
Yeah.
That's a long for each fight. And how many pro fights did you have? Like 10. You're 10-0.
10-0. But not only, amateur fights as well. So I probably got over 3,000 miles under me in jogging.
I want to put a photo up just for a minute of a little girl. Her name is Caitlin,
Yes.
and explain who she is.
That's Caitlin. She is from Seattle. She is 2 years old. She was born with a rare form of epilepsy. She's one of 150 in the world that has this rare case of epilepsy. She was born blind. I heard her story, and I couldn't ignore it, and I wanted to help out. God blessed me to come back to the ring. Made a crazy comeback. So I wanted to help out. I raised money for this little girl. I helped her buy a handicap assembled minivan, because she's getting older. She's getting bigger. So, I helped them out, and we accomplished that. They got a handicap assembled minivan.
Let's roll the videotape. It's called Fight for Caitlin, and this was the fight. Where did this take place?
This was at the Tachi Palace Hotel and Casino. With that 8-year comeback, I was actually signed to the Tachi Palace So all my fights were there. So this was my homecoming back to the Tachi Palace.
Yeah.
And, it was great being there. I loved it. We had so much support. But check out this knockout. This knockout right here.
This was the fight for Caitlin.
This was the fight for Caitlin. It's on YouTube. You could type in my name, Saul Lomas, the fight for Caitlin, and you can see this small doc of what I went through during training and stuff like that. But this fight right here was actually up for a knockout of the year.
Okay.
Knockout of the year. This guy was from Missouri.
Uh-huh. I don't know why that guy's wearing blue trunks. He ought to be wearing white.
Yeah. We wore the same trunks. I was like, well, that's what you get for wearing my shorts.
Yeah. So we're about to see the knockout here in just a couple of seconds.
So here's that left hook again. Here's the left hook. Boom. As soon as that left hook touches, and remember, that was the shoulder that blew out on me, was my left shoulder.
Right.
I just wanted to throw it one more time, man. And here goes that left hook again. Check this out. Boom.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Once that left hook connects, and if it lands flush, then you're either going to get really hurt or go down. Either or. There's no in between.
Yeah. And how old a guy was he?
I think he was around my age, 29.
29, okay.
Yeah.
And what round was this in?
That was the third round.
Third round?
Yeah, so this was my second fight back from that 8-year return.
Uh-huh. Taking place at Tachi
Taking place,
Palace,
and I had the picture of the Caitlin on my shorts. I was
Right.
flaunting it to everybody.
Yep.
So everybody what this fight was for. So everybody was excited that,
How's she doing now, by the way?
she's doing okay. She's doing all right.
And how
She's
old now?
her seizures are very few seizures now, and that's Dewey Cooper. He actually had a fighter who just fought Manny Pacquiao on pay-per-view.
Okay.
So he was out there showing me support, and it was just a great show, man. Look at all these supporters right here. This is my family. Everybody's wearing the Fight for Caitlin shirts. I donated half of my proceeds from those shirts to her as well.
Yeah, looks like the fans are going crazy there.
Oh, yeah.
What isn't right about boxing? I hear a lot of people criticize the sport of boxing. It's a lot of people.
Well, there's a
say
lot of
that it
favored
just-
fighters. If you're favored, then you can get away with a few things or things like that. But you still got to go in there and fight no matter what. So anything can happen in that ring. But then again, a lot of people watch too much movies, and they think it's like a movie, and one fighter is paid off, and no, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. But if you are, a top seller, and if you are doing what you're supposed to do in these fights, then you'll be a little favored, like I was.
But here's so much. People on the outside of the boxing world hear so much negative about it. There are people that are involved in boxing that are not the most upstanding of citizens. There's a lot of gambling. Did you see any of that?
No, I didn't see any of that.
Right.
I'm inside the scene. I'm the scene. So that all that is taking place outside the scene, and I wouldn't. I'm so focused that I don't pay attention to anything.
Was it difficult in dealing with promoters?
It can be. It can be dealing with promoters. But if you're,
Negotiating a payday.
if you're smart, and I grew up around the sport. My manager actually had me in every single meeting that we've had, every signing bonus, I was a part of everything. So he actually taught me how to, read things and do my own negotiating. But I have people, when I made this 8-year comeback, everybody told me, they're like, look, I'm not even going to disrespect you and ask you to be your manager. We know that, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, you pretty much got yourself, which I do. Nobody's going to manage me better than me. Nobody's going to market me
Right.
better than myself.
Even though you have a manager.
I don't have a manager. I manage myself.
But you had a manager.
I had a manager.
You had a manager at one time, and you decided you could manage yourself better than he could.
Yes.
Because
He's not me. And I can get my own sponsorships and do my own events, and why pay somebody a percentage of my sponsorships or even fight purse when I can do it all myself, and even more.
Isn't it? But wasn't it? Obviously, you have the championship belt, so it wasn't too much for you to handle, right?
It could be hard, yeah. It was a little hard at times, especially promoting that boxing match. I promoted that fight with 2 fights ahead of me.
Okay.
So the clip we just seen, I knocked that guy out.
Yeah.
That following Monday, I got right back to work with promoting my event. Through my event a month later, then went right back and got in training for that championship fight. So, you know, it can be really hard, but as long as I'm busy, I'm always happy.
Yeah, too much on your plate. My gosh. Take another call here
Okay.
before the break. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air with our champion today. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, what is his take? What is your take on this whole boxer versus MMA fighter, karate type guy scenarios? I mean, I remember when I was in school, there was a guy in high school that took boxing. There was a guy in high school that was a judo expert. They both got it on. The boxer, he knocked the judo guy out within a couple of minutes. That's just my take, because I see this thing on TV with, I think it's Mayweather and that
McGregor.
and that MMA fighter.
Yeah.
I like to see it. I like to see it though. But what is his take on that? Because I think boxing is more disciplined as far as, you know, knocking a guy out. Okay, that's my question. Thank you.
Well, hands always come first. Or actually, let me take that back. Feet work always comes first. So when I teach people how to fight, I show them how to move correctly before they even throw a first punch. And then after your feet work, then yes, hands are second. Hands are mandatory. You need hands. Bruce Lee actually taught or was taught by his coach. Wing Chun was Chinese boxing, and they threw a lot of combinations with their hands. But yeah, they're 2 different worlds. UFC, obviously, you get a top-notch, world-class fighter in the UFC can take a boxer out, you know, in a heartbeat, and vice versa. You get an MMA fighter going into the boxing ring, and a boxer's just gonna tear that guy apart. So you know, they're 2 different worlds, and 2
Who
different.
has the edge, do you think?
You know what? As a boxer, I'll give it to the MMA. Jiu-jitsu is one crazy martial art, and jiu-jitsu, you don't even have to throw a punch. All you have to do is grapple a guy and get him on the ground. Next thing you know, you have him in an arm bar and or he's asleep or whatever the case.
Yeah.
But jiu-jitsu is a crazy, crazy martial art to learn. So I say, man, boxing and jiu-jitsu are probably the best
Closely
martial art.
related, but you give the edge to, say, the martial arts guy.
Martial arts only because there's more to do. Now, remember, boxing is the most difficulty sport in the world, ranked number 1 in most difficulty. You have to think about it. Boxing, there's no pushing, there's no grabbing, there's none of that. All you have to do is punch and move. That's all you can do. Now with MMA, there's more ways of surviving. If I'm getting hit with this guy's right hand, I'll just grab it. Boxing, you can't do that. You know, I'll just grab his right hand if I keep getting hit.
I'll grab his foot.
Yeah, I'll grab his foot or take him down. So there's more ways of surviving in the octagon than there is in boxing.
Yeah, boxing is more traditional.
But for the record,
old-fashioned.
for the caller, Mayweather's going to knock out McGregor.
Why?
James Toney.
Why is Mayweather? Mayweather, from what I've seen, all he does is dance around the ring.
He is the best at. He's the best at it. He's the best at it. He makes people miss.
You call that winning? Dancing around the ring?
I call that the sweet science, and that's boxing. Okay.
Muhammad Ali danced, but he also threw a punch and took a punch. I don't see Mayweather taking punches.
Because he's too fast. Why take a punch? Why take a punch?
Do
you like getting hit?
He barely throws punches.
Do you like getting hit?
No, I don't like
getting
hit.
Okay, neither do I, and I'm not going to get hit for anybody in that ring. I won't get hit for anybody in that ring.
He's not a boxer.
He is a boxer. He's the best boxer there is right now.
But a boxer also is not afraid to get hit.
Oh, he can take a punch.
He's not afraid to mix it up.
Believe that boxers.
All he has is a one-pitch game. He dances, throws a jab, gets out. Dances, throws a jab, another jab, then gets out. He doesn't mix it up.
The name of the game is hit and don't get hit.
So you're a Mayweather guy.
I'm a Mayweather guy.
Mayweather's going to win the fight on points.
No, knockout. You can't compare.
How's he going to knock him out when he's dancing?
Because that's 2 different sports. McGregor don't know how to box at all.
Okay.
He doesn't know how to box. Yeah, he can outbox a guy in MMA. MMA
But this
fighters
is not
are
going to
not
be an
great
MMA
boxers.
fight.
No, it's going to be a boxing match,
gonna
and
be a
he's
boxing
he's
match.
gonna have. He's
When
going to
does
get
that
a
take
boxing
place,
lesson.
by the way? Does anybody know?
No, but it will happen.
All right,
Knowing
call in if you know the date of that fight. I know.
No,
it may not have been scheduled.
No,
yet.
it's not scheduled just yet. But
Okay.
you know, I've heard behind the scenes that it's gonna happen. I've heard maybe about 8 months ago.
I've
it's
been
gonna
hearing
happen.
this for the long time.
It's
the
gonna happen.
longest time it's going to happen, and nothing yet.
They call Floyd Money Mayweather, so he's about his money, so he'll make that happen.
He'll dance, throw a few jabs, get
No,
out. He'll
he's
win
gonna-
on
he's-
points.
he's gonna
and
take
he'll
him-
make about.
he's
he'll
gonna
make
take
about
him out.
He'll make about 90 million or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about
Like
right.
he needs another 90 million,
Yeah.
right?
I actually was trying to call out his younger brother. His younger brother was training out here for a little while, Justin Mayweather.
Great.
So I was trying to make that fight happen because he's a welterweight as well. I believe he's
Scared of you?
He's
Is he
4-0
scared?
with 4 KOs.
He's scared.
Uh,
He backed away. It
check
seems like
this
to
out.
me.
He doesn't want no part of me. I'll tell you that much.
He's scared
I'm
of
just
you.
being honest.
He is scared of you. That's the bottom line. That's how I see it. I mean, if you called him out and nothing has happened.
I don't remember what year,
afraid.
but another Fresno boxer, Ray Lovato, knocked out Roger Mayweather, Mayweather's coach, his uncle.
Okay.
And I remember that. So a lot of you viewers, if you remember Ray Lovato, who was a great professional fighter out here in the Fresno area,
Yeah.
he knocked out Roger Mayweather, which was pretty awesome.
No, I'm not a Mayweather fan. I'm from the old school. I like, I like Sugar Ray Leonard. Leonard could take a punch.
Well, you know what? Those fighters, they fought each other, and at their prime. It seems like nowadays these fighters are so focused on not getting a loss.
And not getting hit.
Yes.
So, okay.
I mean, I don't want to take a punch.
All right. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, I just want to say, this guy, you're awesome, bro. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. And it's refreshing to have somebody that's this real in Fresno, man. You're awesome, bro. Keep
What was
it
your
up.
name, brother?
Paulie.
What was that?
Paul Condon. I'm running for city council.
Right
You're
on,
awesome,
brother. Hey,
man.
man, I appreciate you, man. I thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Man, it's just been hard work, brother, so I appreciate you for calling.
All right.
Hey,
Thanks for
and nobody
calling
ever
in.
knows what you go through to get there, you know?
Man, seriously. Thank you, man.
All right. Take care. Thanks. All right. So let's take a break. We'll come back and talk about the business of business, not boxing, but a real business. All right. 436 MeTV option 11. He thought boxing was hard. Wait till he gets this business going. That's going to be hard, my friends. Back in a moment.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Frigidaire Gallery appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start, but you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an Energy Star qualified French door Frigidaire Gallery refrigerator. Quality appliances for the way you live. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise.
Take a look at this. Let's play.
This is too hip for you. I'll slow down.
Let's play.
Watch all your favorite classic game shows on Buzzer TV, KBBC Digital Channel 13.7.
How many times have we debated the issue about downtown Fresno? Is it business friendly? Can it work if you open up a business down there? Or are you more likely to succeed if you go to North Fresno, north of Shaw, north of Bullard, north of Herndon, or maybe even Clovis? Why downtown? Why would anybody want to take a chance on downtown Fresno? I want to roll the videotape on Interior. Let's go to Interior. This is the shop and the business that Saul Lomas is going to open up in a couple of weeks. And there's the videotape, Sal. What is this business going to be? In 2 weeks from now, it will be what?
This is Urban Gents, the art of barbering. I'm actually, when I lost boxing, I picked up a trade, and that was learning how to cut hair in my mother's basement. I had plenty of friends to practice on, and I grew up downtown Fresno. So when I lost boxing, that's when the recession hit.
Yeah.
And it was really hard finding work.
Yeah.
I was depressed. This was rock bottom. I lost it all. There goes my bicycle. I love that bike.
That's your bike right there.
Yeah, that's my bike.
All right, so this is the inside of the place. You're going to be a barber. You're opening up your own shop, and this is the
Gents.
shop. What are they doing in here?
I'm having a huge mural painted on the shop by a local artist who I just met at the Art Hop downtown Fresno. I went by the Latin Cobra, so we're giving like some Aztec, Aztec pyramids back there. That's supposed to be me sitting on my throne with my championship belt on with my queen. Yeah, there goes me right there just hanging out.
You're on your cell phone there.
Yeah.
But this place was gutted, and now you're reconstructing the inside of it to fit your needs as a barber.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
All right. 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Hopefully on the next Art Hop, June 1st, I will have the grand opening. I'm expecting a lot of people to be there, DJ, food, drinks, and just having a good time.
Yeah, but how do you know that this place is going to work? You're going to downtown Fresno. We debated this issue yesterday with another business owner, downtown business owner. We've debated this issue for 5 years on this program, back and forth with politicians, the city councilman, the mayor. In fact, cap and trade money that the mayor is going to get is going to go to revitalize downtown Fresno within a mile radius.
I want to be a part of that. I believe in the city of Fresno. Like I said, I grew up downtown Fresno. I played at Dickey's Playground. So I've been to an Art Hop, and I instantly fell in love with the vibe that downtown was providing. You have a bunch of people coming together, checking out art. I never seen art in this way. I appreciated it.
Yeah.
And so much that I hired a local artist, and he's doing the mural in my place. So I want to be a part of that. Coming from somebody that's from downtown Fresno and seeing the potential that Fresno has in that area, I can't wait. And I want to be a part of that.
Let me play devil's advocate,
okay,
if I could, like I do all the time on this program. See, I'm famous for doing that on this program. Let's take the
Just remember, I was a fighter first. No,
yeah, I know. Let's take the videotape. It's called Exterior. All right, let me be devil's advocate, and let me just point out to you. I'll do it after the call here. Let's take the call, but let's roll the videotape. Just leave that videotape on there while we take the call. Okay. We'll take this call. I think you called before, but go ahead. Quickly, caller.
Yeah, I just, because you're doing barber now, I have a brother-in-law who opened up a barber shop in Fresno, and he opened it up, and he started opening up on Sundays. And then he had a group of barbers in Fresno that came to him and told him, you know what, you can't be opening on Sunday because everybody else is closed. And they actually made him stop opening up his shop on Sundays.
Okay.
I mean, is that legal? I mean, is there some unsung rule? That's what my question is.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yeah, that sounds like a bunch of malarkey to me. And for your friend to listen to these people is not... He shouldn't be listening to people like that.
Let's point out where this is. What's the location
This
here?
is Fulton and Stanislaus. I actually live here as well. So I live on the top. I have a 3-story loft. The first floor is my business. So this is
the address, 1530?
1530 Fulton Ave.
Okay.
That's where Urban Gents will be. I'm on the corner of Fulton and Stanislaus, catty corner from Cornerstone Church. This is, the center of the Art Hop. If anybody that's viewing this right now has never been to the Art Hop happens the first Thursday of every month. So one day out of the month.
So the business is on the bottom right there.
Yes, the business.
And you live on top.
I live on top, yes. It's a 3-story loft.
It's a 3-story loft.
Yes.
And so the devil's advocate that's in me here is saying in my brain here is saying, look, you got the Grizzlies downtown, you've got Art Hop, you've got a few beer joints, but for everyday families, for somebody who is married and has kids, what is there to do downtown after 5 o'clock? That's the devil's advocate question.
Well, that's why once they open up the Fulton Street in Fulton Mall.
Well, what's that going to do, Sal?
I believe that's going to bring more businesses to the downtown area. If you haven't been there in a while, all the Granville lofts that they're building,
yeah, I know.
There's a lot of coffee shops.
I know.
There's
well, wait a minute. Is somebody from North
Tokyo
Fresno going to go down there and drink coffee?
Yes. Why
Somebody
not?
from North Fresno
They ought
is
to.
going to go downtown and drink just for coffee?
Well, they ought to. It's a nice area. They're fixing it up. It's nice and clean down there.
Okay.
There's Japanese restaurants, buffets. It's cool. Like, I love it.
See, that's how I get them to call in. Throw a little spark in there, right?
Throw a little spark.
Little thunder in there. All right. Caller, quickly. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just recently purchased a Picasso drawing. Would you be wanting to display it in your shop for the Art Hub?
I'm sorry, what was that, brother?
I just recently purchased a Picasso drawing. I was wondering if you'd want to display it in your shop for the Art Hub.
Bring it, brother.
Okay.
Bring it.
You got
Okay.
it, brother.
All right, thank you for the call. 1530 Fulton Street. Let's roll the videotape. It's called Monologue. We'll see what's on this video here. Probably a little montage of everything that's on there. So there is the that was the Warner's.
That's the Warner. That's Cornerstone Church. They have a cafe. I believe Rick's Complete Car Care service has been there for years, apparently.
Yeah.
So they don't seem to be, having any kind of trouble. There's my spot. I'm right in the corner. This is Fulton and Stanislaus. On the other corner from me, they're opening
There's the lead.
Yeah, that's the lead loft.
Yep.
That's gonna be Urban Gents. This is gonna be a great show. I'm fixing it up very nice. It's gonna be a classy spot. I'm gonna have chandeliers, as you can see, wood texture walls. I'm redoing the floors. I painted myself. I put in that gray. I'm excited. I just can't wait for the finished product.
Here's the thing. What about the construction of the Fulton Street? Has that disrupted other businesses?
This sounds like all excuses to me. I mean, if you're a good businessman and if you're hungry and you want your business to grow, then you're gonna make it grow no matter what. Nobody or anything can get in your way.
All right, but
I have a lot of
business owner
support.
who was here yesterday said, the business owners in downtown Fresno are getting a little weary of all the construction. that's been
He
going
sounds
on.
weak to me. He sounds weak. It sounds like he's never been in the ring. Being in the ring puts your mind at a whole different state when you're looking in on life.
So you're saying if you're a business owner, don't worry.
Don't
It's gonna
worry.
Work
hard. Why are you worrying? Do you not know how to market your business? Come on, hit these local TV stations. Come on this show. Talk about it. Look, all these callers that we're getting, and we're talking
Another
about
one.
my shop. Look at this. This is awesome.
Yeah, another call.
Everybody's been very supportive with these calls.
Caller, go ahead. You're on the air with the world champion, the one and only Saul Lomas.
Hello, Mr. Lomas. I was wondering, along with having your barbershop business downtown, are you going to open maybe a boxing shop downtown?
I actually trained the next street over, and that's on 8th Street. That's Main Event Boxing Gym. So, yeah, there's a boxing gym downtown already, brother.
Were you thinking about putting some fights on right there down on Fulton?
I throw fights. When I put on fights, brother, I throw them at Chachansey Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I threw the Golden State Championships last October at Chachansey Park, and that was my show.
Well, I was gonna talk about some youth. That way, you could attract some more business down there. I think that'd be a good idea.
Slowly, it's coming along. When's the last time you've drove by that area?
Oh, about a month ago.
About a month ago. So you see the renovations and all the stuff that they're putting in, the lights, the LED lights.
I see everything going on, but what I'm saying is that you can help the cause by maybe having some youth boxing and have some more people come out.
Well, I was planning on one of the R-Hops throwing a hair show. And we had a previous caller say that these barbers went into his friend's shop and kind of forcing him not to
open up on Sunday.
So check this out. I'm throwing a hair show day of the R-Hop, and I'm gonna invite all these barbershop salons. Let's all talk. Let's all get together. Let's all charge the prices we want to charge. Let's work together to get that price that we want for our shops. So there's plenty of ways of going about it and getting people down here in the downtown area, brother.
Yeah, I agree with you. But one more thing. What do you think about females joining in boxing?
It's a tough sport for females. Females are probably the lowest paid athletes in boxing. So it's tough. So you definitely need to stand out. Like Clarissa Shields, she's a 2-time gold medalist, Olympic champion.
Right.
And she just turned professional. So if you're
How
not
do you
her,
think she's gonna do?
she's doing very well. She is a beast. She hits very hard. And she's the real deal.
But boxing is not for the meat.
It's not. It's
no way.
It really isn't. Unless you're standing out and you can just, you have crazy power. That's the only way I can think that these females can.
And if you had a daughter, would you recommend against
No, my
it?
daughter would not fight. No.
Okay.
But she will know how to fight.
She
mandatory.
would know how to fight, but she
would
wouldn't fight.
She no. That's why I did all the fighting, so she doesn't have to fight.
All right, caller. Anything else before we go here?
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you for all your effort and time associated to help our valley. And I thank you for all the effort you put in boxing, and hope you have some menudo today you're opening.
Right on.
All right.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for calling.
All right. Thank you, caller. That was a great call. So will you approach business the way you did boxing?
I'll approach it the same way.
The same exact way?
The same exact way.
With a lot of just dynamite and confidence.
Boxing's hard. Business is easy.
Really?
Yes.
In what way?
In a lot of ways. Have you ever fought in front of 15,000 people for your life?
No.
Okay, so when you go from doing that to opening a business,
it's nothing.
It's cake.
It's cake.
It's cake.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Nor would I want to fight in front of 15,000 people.
Nor would you want to get hit, just like Mayweather.
Nor would I want to get hit.
Tell this guy, he doesn't want to get hit.
Before. I mean, everybody's been in a fight in school. Of course, I've been hit before, but not professionally.
Not professionally.
No, a little bit different.
When a solid punch lands on you,
yeah,
it's like a rock.
Yeah.
And your head
it's like a
stings.
stone.
It's like a stone.
Yeah, that's what somebody told me one time. A boxer told me it's like being hit by a stone.
Yeah.
I never forget that term. But go ahead and roll the last piece of videotape. It's called Mural. It's inside your shop, I believe.
Yes.
And so will you help? Listen, besides the business, it sounds to me, there's your belt right there.
My belt.
It sounds to me, Sal, you're going to be involved in a lot of different community activities. Will you also train fighters?
No. I do not want to train fighters. That's the whole point.
You're done with that.
That's the whole point of me coming back to the ring. So I didn't have to train fighters.
Because you did train.
I've trained a fighter, and I lost it all. I gave him everything.
Right.
I gave him everything.
You nothing.
And he gave.
He gave you nothing.
He gave
my
me
friend.
nothing. He gave me nothing.
Let's face it. I mean,
I got him to the top, and he let it all go, and that pretty much broke my heart. Yeah,
that's on him.
That broke my heart. But this mural is not even halfway done.
Okay.
It's not halfway done.
And who's doing that? What person?
This is Peter, the muralist. He is awesome. He is a true artist, and as when this was recorded, it actually looks a little different now. So like I said, it's halfway done. Another 3 more days, all the lines will be smoothing out, details will be added, but that's just a small
Yeah, we got to give Peter some credit because it's one heck of a mural.
Oh, just
beautiful.
wait until it's
beautiful
finished.
in there. It's gorgeous.
And then I'm getting
what about
epoxy
the wall
floors.
there? What is that wall there? What's that made of?
I actually went to a pallet company and bought pallets. Check this out. The best part, I got that wood for $80. Come on. Come on. You don't have to pay $2,000 to put your walls up. Be smart.
Yeah,
Look around.
Be smart. Look around.
Come on.
Do some pricing.
Do some pricing. $80 for that whole wall. Can you believe it?
Home Depot?
Home Depot? Yeah, you're definitely going to get taxed over there.
All right. So how much time left here in the program? Got 1 minute left. Well, let me tell you something, my friend. You are a jewel here in the community. You're a role model and inspiration to us all for what you've accomplished in your life. And I know you'll be heavily involved in the community. And you know what? The mayor should utilize you as one heck of a promoter for downtown Fresno. Mayor Brand, where are you?
Let's revitalize downtown area. Somebody who's from downtown who would love to see downtown be as great as all the other out-of-towns downtown.
Now remember, they're getting all that cap and trade money from Sacramento, $90 million, I believe, to revitalize downtown within a mile radius. So you got to talk to the mayor about that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Tell him you heard it right here on this program.
We heard it first, right here. Thank you for having me, sir.
You're an inspiration.
Thank
come back again on the program.
I will.
In fact, I'd like you to come back after that barbershop opens
I
up.
will.
How about sometime in July, maybe?
Sure.
You'll be going strong then.
Yeah, I sure will.
All right. Got to wrap it up. Sal, thank you very much. Have a good day, everybody. See you back here tomorrow with Ronnie Paul. Flying Home with Ronnie Paul. Have a good day.
If you have a need to promote your business or event, please consider MeTV Fresno for your next campaign. MeTV reaches over 100,000 of your potential customers in the Fresno area every single week. Plus, you can rest assured that your commercial is running in the greatest family-friendly programs of all time. MeTV Fresno delivers a strong, loyal audience ready to buy, and your campaign will cost a fraction of what you're paying for your advertising now. Call me today to find out how affordable MeTV is at 905-1925.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when